just like riding a bike. Is it weird that I gain like new perspective? I feel like when I play the game after taking such a long break, I'm like, well, I remember this room and I know how to dodge it, but I think I might be able to get away with doing it this way now.
Yeah, it's like you've given your brain some time off, and then you come back like a little bit more creative, innovative.
Evaluate the situation.
Yeah.
I know 100 ways to heal you.
I appreciate it.
You
got a good name.
Puss and Lieutenant Atan Shabanti. Thanks to both of you too.
So Cobalt, I don't want to. Oh, sorry. I did not take Bob's curse, but I kind of wish that I did. If that makes
Bombs early could be pretty helpful.
I don't disagree with you, man. I don't disagree. Cobalt, how was PAX South? I don't want to force you to speak too much, but
oh please, I'm gonna be talking like all day, so
that's a good point.
Well, the more I talk, honestly, the better it will get. It's just because I've been sitting here silent since I woke up, and I haven't really, you know, relaxed my vocal cords or whatever. It was all right. It was good. You know, the more and more I go to those things, it becomes like less of a fun thing and more like just a full business.
Yeah.
Let's go do. You know, every hour of your day is scheduled for something. So I've come to the realization that while I do have fun in certain situations, like mostly when I get to meet people from my stream that watch, or when I hang out, or like if I get to play video games, that's awesome. But mostly it's for business. So you know, it's a lot smaller. The area, there's not a lot of new games that are going to be coming out or announcing in January or at the small, so the 3-PAX conventions. But you go for your friends, just to be able to see them another time, I guess, throughout the year, since everybody lives such crazy lives and stuff. It's the only time you're going to be able to get to see them, generally.
do not go to the second Super Bowl. After all that, I apologize that I had to come back with something unrelated, but do not go to that second Super Bowl. It is trash.
Is it full of invisible demons or something?
It's full. In a way, it is full of invisible.
This is your end.
Demons.
It took me like a million hours to kill one spider. So.
Yeah, I had to bomb the rock because it was hiding in the corner and I couldn't get it out.
Too.
Oh no!
Didn't get it out.
This run's got
kept
some
spawning
wild stuff going already, man.
Prolapsing ferret fetuses. Thank you for your subscription.
It's a little gross.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably one of the nastier names I've ever had subscribe, but I appreciate it all the same.
I was listening to Cobalt Streak. I was just in the middle of my own stuff as well. I relate, man. Like,
hey, games happen.
PAX, you know, the first couple of PAXs I went to were like purely social, and then the last one, like Prime for me, I guess it wasn't the last one, but the last one that I went to this summer was like 100% scheduled out for me, basically. And I was like, yeah, this is business. It's fun business, but it is business. Like, I'm on the clock at all times, and it's kind of like, that's why I'm not intending on going to East this year, is I'm like, why am I spending money to fly across the country and then, like, work when I could just work at home anyway?
You could mix it up, though. You do a little social, a little business, and hopefully work it out by the end.
I see an entirely different group of people when I go to East that only can go to East, and I feel awful if I can't make it. And I have a couple of my mods that are going there for the first time this year, so like that are super awesome and are on my channel like every day helping me out. So I'm really excited for that. I was like, I think I want to skip it, then I was like, oh no, I can't. I have to go to this one. Shit.
Well, you see, the difference between you and I is that I have no sense of human empathy, and as a result, think only of myself. So I'm a little bit more self-serving, I guess, in that situation.
You know, fair enough. People have all, you know, different ways that they like to interact with people. I hate parties, for example. Really, really hate them. I hate when there's loud music and I have to yell over people. Just not my thing. But if it's where everybody's gonna be and it's where all my friends are at, and you know, that's the thing that I'll go. I'll force myself to go when I'm, you know, away from home.
Welcome.
But I'd rather just go to like a Dave & Buster's and play video games and hang out.
That is the one that annoys me the most. Is like, if you get sick, I'm not like mad at my body. I'm like, there's like 30,000 people here. Half of them aren't washing their damn hands, and like we're all sharing controllers and like shaking hands and stuff, like rubbing my eyes. You know, we're gonna. There's a lot of vectors for disease. But when I come home and I'm like, I can't talk because the music at the party was really loud, so I was shouting.
Yeah,
I'm just mad at myself. Like, why did I even go to this thing? Like, ruin like 2 days of work and make myself uncomfortable for this, but then do it again next year.
I mean, I had a lot of great opportunities come from it, so it was definitely worth it. And I had like a lot of meetings, and I was on 2 panels, so and it was very rewarding. And but I don't know. The first time you take a break off your cast, and then you have a lot of work to do, it just gets very stressful. You want to have decompression time.
I think it's so weird how, like, meeting face to face with people somehow changes your ability to network with them entirely. Like, you're still there, whether you're with them or not. You could email each other all the damn time. But for some reason, shaking their hand all of a sudden just changes a bunch of things.
Yeah, it's
You
hard.
get a better impression of their personality.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's harder to say no to someone when you've met them in person.
That's true, especially if the conversation is positive.
My perspective on networking is that it is a shared guilt. That, especially if alcohol is involved, you're like, well, we got like
Well,
drunk
I don't
and
drink, so
yeah, I guess you're
I have the advantage.
like, well, we got drunk and we like shared stories and shit was there. Like there was an assumed level of familiarity due to the alcohol that didn't actually exist, but now like we can't go back because you've already broached that. So
You're thick as thieves.
exactly.
You're in too deep to go back now.
And sometimes that works out. Sometimes that works out wonderfully. But sometimes you're like, man, that shouldn't have gone.
What an interesting way to look at bonding and networking. I never really thought about it.
That's pretty much the way I look at all human interactions. At some level, there's shared guilt. There's like 5 people in my life I want to talk to on a regular basis, and I assume that it cuts this way. It cuts both ways. People think it's about me. There's like 5 people I want to talk to in my life, and then everybody else, I'm just like, I should reply at some point.
Into a Poctus 19 months in a row. Ooh. That's a really interesting philosophy, I would say, though, and it makes sense on certain levels. I think I don't know if every interaction is going to be like that, because I do feel like some people do just have natural just more natural adaptation, or what's the word I'm looking for? They're just drawn naturally to certain people more than others.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there's that, and it does make sense though. Somebody like you just maybe gossiped with and they did it under the influence may feel like they owe you something just to keep their trust.
Well, now they have a secret about you, so you have to do whatever they say.
Right.
That's pretty much the nature
Got blackmailed.
Yeah, that's the nature of business relationships and all of it. Something happened at a convention, and you're like, oh shit, and then later they're like, hey, you want to buy paper from my supplier, or well, I guess I better, even though there's better rates elsewhere. Like,
Yeah,
I would always hear
inclination, thank you.
this totally fucked up stuff about the GameStop Managers Convention. I was an assistant manager, so I never got to go to it, but like every year there was some ridiculous story that would come out of it, and then like all these weird favors that would happen because of that.
does not surprise me at all.
Stabbing my eye, my eyelash. Ouch. Are you guys getting as many batteries as I'm getting? This is ridiculous.
I have gotten several batteries. I will admit
Ooh,
that.
sad onion.
Did you get a magic mushroom off your first boss?
No,
I
I
did.
not.
I re-rolled it. I was happy I did.
You
Oh,
re-rolled
yeah.
magic mushroom?
No, I re-rolled
No,
the
it's
health and
snack.
turned it into magic mushroom.
Oh.
Because I had
Oh,
3
I
health, I
get
didn't need more.
You guys are actually super much smarter than I was.
I was being bold there a
I
little
even
bit.
had an extra battery for that.
Instead, I re-rolled Bob's Purse once into Shoop the Whoop, which I love but don't want to take because I got the D6. And then I re-rolled it again with my last remaining re-roll and got Key-Bomb. So you guys aren't missing out too hard.
Key-Bomb.
The grass is not greener on this side. We don't even have grass, it's just tundra.
Someone asked,
That
why
would
in
be
the
a
world
lucky
is there
stellar.
a convention exclusively for GameStop managers? It's just like a training slash like bromance convention where
summit.
everybody, they get together and just
summit.
like pep talk each other for 3 days.
Exactly what like a summit is, where you go like for team building exercises. And
Yeah.
All that
I
shit.
honestly, I don't really think I knew what a summit meant, so
Strategy.
I'll just agree with you.
It's wet.
Okay. It's not. My dad has done literally like things like that, and
Ah.
yeah, they go on like rope, you know.
Oh, the
climbing
ropes course.
Oh, like
build
team building. I
shit.
see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
Trust-
climb through trees to trust your team.
Yeah, trust
Right.
and stuff like that. Dude, I accidentally ended up watching like an episode of Man vs. Wild last night. Not Man vs. Wild,
Man.
Survivor Man.
Ah.
Different one. This is the one with Les Stroud instead of Bear Grylls, right? He goes out with his friend or his survival partner into the woods, and they're like, you know, it's about tandem survival. And they split up, which they're like, okay, we're gonna split up and then we'll meet back tomorrow. Then this motherfucker leaves his GPS on all night. It runs out of batteries, and he goes on this long rant about like, this is what happens when you use technology in the field. I'm like, you left it on, you shithead. Don't blame the GPS. People don't know how to navigate by celestial objects. Les Stroud left GPS on like an idiot, just to have some culpability, you know? Like, don't blame Canadian Tire or Home Depot wherever you bought this thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Is that the more military-esque guy, or is that the guy that walks around barefoot everywhere?
I don't know. This is the first episode of it. Oh, I punched my microphone.
Does he have really long hair?
No, he always wears like a bandana.
Okay, yeah, he's the more military-esque guy, I think.
And he can't trust his technology? Come on.
Thinking.
What is that guy's problem?
I mean, there is a point in there. Like, sure, you should maybe have a backup plan, but you're the one who fucked it up in the first place. Like, dumb GPS ran out of batteries. Yo, that's within the realm of your own control, Les Stroud.
Right, he's acting like it's an inevitability that that's going to happen to every person every time. It's not.
Just turn off your GPS at night. I mean, he's got a lot of shit.
These guys are always right, okay? You can't argue with them.
He's running
that
camera. He's, you know, he's doing all. I'm not saying he's not busy, is what I'm trying to get. I'm just saying, like,
digging in the ground for like water holes and.
Yeah, they ate like a squirrel. That was pretty cool. I mean, I felt bad for the squirrel a little bit because it's like,
yeah,
he probably thought that was pretty.
2 bites of meat.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you guys are gonna stay full for like 20 minutes? It took my whole life to stay full for 20 minutes, but. And also,
I like the butt of pigeons personally.
I feel like the squirrel also like doesn't have the same precedent for hunting that like a deer or like a pheasant or something does, where it's gonna be on guard. The squirrel was just like, hey, it's a human. You guys are always nice to me. And oh, what? I forgot. I'm made of the same stuff.
Well, if it's a squirrel in the middle of the wilderness, it probably doesn't have much of a thought about humans.
Pigeons are very
like a park one.
And so at PAX, when I see them, because they'll just walk right up to you. I was wondering, like, how close will this thing really let me get to it? They'll stay about a foot away from you, just out of reach, and they will run before they fly for like 5 minutes. I chased one around literally in a circle for over 45 seconds.
I thought you were gonna say
45 minutes.
Yeah, and I was like, go on, gotta talk. Man,
gotta manage my PAX time a little bit better.
I missed a meeting and everything.
And he finally like ran to the edge of like the water or whatever at the river walk and flew off, but he was very like adamant about not flying away and just running away from me. I don't know, it was ridiculous. I tried it on like several pigeons, and you know they're pretty bold, but I don't know if I could catch one if I was trying to eat it in the wild.
Let's just throw a rock at it or something.
Yeah, they did have a gun.
I mean, yeah.
If you're trying to eat it, I mean, you don't
I'm
actually
just trying to jump at it.
So just like hit pigeons with rocks for fun.
It's possible.
I would fashion some type of spear, Nick. Don't worry.
Well, then you gotta do the thing where you try to line up the fish in the water, but it's like slightly off because of the water refraction.
Oh, that's really hard.
You'll learn it eventually if you have to, I guess.
I'd be the world's worst companion in a survival situation, I guarantee.
Why is that?
I have no appreciable skills that translate to survival at all.
Just keep your glasses with you, and you can
start
make
a fire.
Okay, there you go.
Valuable.
As long as my glasses don't, it's like $200 piece of glass and plastic I wear on my head is more valuable than what I
The body it's attached.
You can collect firewood. I mean, you don't want to spend too much energy when you're in a survival situation.
I would end up being like the dude who's like, I'm a doctor. And then they're like, oh, sweet, but he's really valuable. He's a doctor. And then just hope that shit never goes wrong, right? Like,
or just blame not having the right tools or medicine.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, I need 100 cc's of lorazepam right now. And they're like, not that. I'm like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? I bugged.
Do you have any like bamboo fruit? Like, no, we're in the wrong region. Oh, darn. Okay, well, he's fucked, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Throw him in the ocean.
Say your goodbyes now. We'll set him on fire and eat him.
Good craftsman blames his tools for survival. What about your internal clock, NL? I think people would just get fed up with it. I do have, like, for whatever reason, I got a great internal clock. Ask me what
I do
time
as
it is.
well.
I'm saying I think
I
it's...
usually plan 5 minutes in
You
there.
know what
about-
time it is because
I'm
you
not
know how
looking at
long
the
into
clock,
the
I
Isaac
swear.
run.
I swear. I think that it is 2:22. It's 2:21.
Yep. Nailed it.